My gear loadout has changed dramatically over the years. It seems like every year, I'm swapping things in and out of my gear loadout. And it just kind of got me thinking, about gear that I wish that I would have had access to back when I started. So if you're a newer backpacker or someone who's looking at changing out some gear and upgrading some gear, like I said, we're going to talk about 5 pieces of gear that have completely changed the game for me and I wish I would have had as a beginner backpacker. First one is going to surprise a lot of people because we're going to talk about a sleeping pad. If I have the option to take a hammock over, sleeping on the ground in a tent, like 99% of the time I'm going to take a hammock. But up here in the Rockies, there are a lot of opportunities to sleep above the tree line up in the Alpine, or you're sleeping in areas where you've got trees but they're like way too skinny to have any kind of suitable strength to support a hammock, or you deal with regulations and some areas just don't simply allow hammocks. I do sleep on the ground from time to time, and for me one of the most important things when it comes to the backcountry camping experience is making sure I get a quality night's sleep. Over the years I have used a ton of different sleeping pads, be it inflatable air pads like the Nemo Tensor here, which is my current go-to sleeping pad. Hands down the best sleeping pad I have personally ever used, the most comfortable sleep I've ever had sleeping on the ground is with the Nemo Tensor. It's an insulated pad. It's got an R value of 4.2. This is a fantastic shoulder rated sleeping pad. Great for summer, spring, fall. Just extremely comfortable. It doesn't have that crinkly effect, like some of the Thermarest pads. You lay on it and it sounds like you're crinkling a bag of chips. Hitting the bullet and, going out and buying a quality sleeping pad has made a world of difference for me. The next piece of gear we're going to talk about is my go-to when it comes to food storage. For years and years, I just hung a bear bag. And since making the switch over to the Ursack, it's made life a lot more easy for me when it comes to storing my food at night. The Ursack is basically just a large Kevlar bag with a rope cinch at the top. Pile all your food inside there, cinch it up, tie this off to a tree, and in theory, a bear or critter is not supposed to be able to get through this. Yeah, this is just one of those things, it improves my efficiency, makes life a little easier. It's kind of a little bit of a creature comfort. I'm not hunting around trying to find a spot, to get a rope over and hang a food bag anymore. It just makes it that much easier for me. For years and years, I used just a walking stick, like literally just found a stick on the floor of the forest and used that, and that was kind of my go-to. But I have since made the switch over to a trekking pole, and it's been a bit of a game changer. Just the adjustable height on a trekking pole is really, really nice. I use a trekking pole tent, on those unfortunate nights when I can't take my hammock and I sleep on the ground. So just having the ability, to adjust the height on the pole is really nice. You can get a snow basket on there, which is great for this time of year. We're getting into winter and there's snow everywhere. I use this a lot for going downhill. I've got pretty bad knees and hips, so just having that third little point of contact, help lower myself down when I'm coming down off of something steep, or even going uphill. You can choke up on it and just give yourself a little bit more leverage, pulling yourself up a steep section of hill. They weren't really super popular when I started out hiking. Like I said, I just used the stick. That was kind of the go-to thing back in the day, but trekking pole is one of those things that's permanently part of my hiking gear list now. A big creature comfort for me when I'm out on trail is the ability to have a fire. I'm very fortunate to live in an area and hike in a lot of areas where fires are permitted. And something just so simple like a little, high quality folding saw like my Silky Gomboy just makes, gathering up firewood that much easier. This thing is ridiculously light. It's like 9 ounces, less than a foot long. I'm able to stay pretty much ultra light, even carrying the little Silky Gomboy with me. If you don't know what a Silky saw is, they're professional Japanese pruning saws. They're ridiculously sharp. They're extremely efficient when it comes to processing wood. I literally used to carry like one of those, like a carpenter saw, one of those ones that's like this long with like the big wooden handle on it and the blade was like this thick. That's literally what I used to carry. I made a little sheath for it out of cardboard and just stuck it on the side of my pack, and now I'm, hauling something like this here that this actually processes wood better than any carpenter saw I ever used to carry. Weighs significantly less, takes up a lot less pack space. Just one of those things I am so very, very thankful for, and I wish I would have had when I started out. Now the 5th piece of gear I actually can't show you guys because I'm actually currently using it. It's actually what I'm looking at and talking to. It's actually what you guys are to me on my end of things. And we're going to talk about my cell phone. It's what I use as my camera. It's what I use to film all of my stuff. So anything that I film for YouTube when I'm out on trail, I film on my cell phone. just the huge advancements in the camera technology on cell phones. That's been probably the biggest game changer for me. The ability to put my phone in airplane mode and still run the GPS. So my cell phone becomes my dedicated GPS unit as well. When I started backpacking, you know, when I was 15, like here, this is a photo of me when I was 15 years old, you know, taking on a film camera. You know, this is how I used to get my backpacking memories back in the day. I remember, you know, taking photos and, you know, waiting to fill up an entire roll of film, which, you know, sometimes would take me 2 or 3 different trips. And then you go down to the drugstore and, you know, you give them your roll of film and you go back a couple days later and, you know, get your film processed, and you have no idea if your photos are going to turn out. You know, sometimes you end up, you know, waiting all this time to get these epic pictures back and you realize, oh crap, my thumb is in all of these pictures. To be able to have those memories and those video clips and, you know, have just high quality pictures of all those places I used to hike when I was younger, that would have been huge. You know, for the most part, most of those memories and clips are just up top here. You know, it would be awesome to be able to share those or show those off with people. And, you know, the cell phone gives me that now. It's awesome. I am pretty sure you are going to enjoy hearing me ramble on about pieces of gear that I have no desire to have. And thankfully for you, I've done 2 videos, and I'll pop those up right here. So check either one of those out when you're done with this video. I'm sure you'll enjoy. And as always, I'm Matty. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.